Lady yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Doggett, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Republicans are bound and determined to rush through this Congress an immense tax bill before Americans even begin to know what hit them. We need to speak up and inform about this bill and its many, many bad parts. You know, I came here in the House a few weeks ago, and I said all you need to know about this tax bill is that it's for Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies. It's to reward those multinational companies that have been shipping jobs offshore for so many years and shipping profits offshore, and who think they have no responsibility to pay for our national security and other vital public services. Well, I'm here today to admit that I was in error. All of those things are true. It is about Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies and all the additional money they will pocket. And it is about the shipping of jobs offshore by multinationals who get a new incentive, a giant new loophole in this bill. But I was wrong to say that was all that it's about, because it also now begins to impact one family after another across America in their health care. The same fanaticism that drove Republicans to try to take away health care 60 plus different times in the last Congress. The same fanaticism that has caused them to push forward repeal effort after repeal effort. The kind of fanaticism that American citizens stood up to, so that it was not only the courageous votes of John McCain and Susan Collins and other members in the Senate who stopped this wretched health care bill that passed through the House. It's not only them, but the fact that Americans kept saying, no, don't take away my right that my family has to get access to a family physician. Don't take away my neighbor, my church members' right to get access to protect their family with health care. And so today we learned that this new tax bill is being changed to do just that, another assault on the Affordable Care Act. But the first step that Republicans took here in the House, in the committee that I serve on, that considered the tax bill last week in the beginning of the rush to force it through the House, force it through the Congress, long before Thanksgiving, before Americans even get to give it attention, was what we call the Alzheimer's tax. Currently, American citizens have a right that has long existed in our tax law, that if you have really serious medical expenses, over 10% of your income, a family who earns $50,000, what is now today a modest income, and they have over $5,000 in medical expenses, they can deduct those from their taxes. It's called the Alzheimer's tax because so many of the families that rely on this ability to deduct medical expenses are older people who have a family member with Alzheimer's, and they need long-term special care, or they need someone with home health care to come and help them with this very serious problem. And they will be denied under the bill that is before us today any right to continue to do that. They will get an opportunity under this bill to pay a tax on the dollars they're having to expend for Alzheimer's care. And of course, it's not just Alzheimer's care. It might be a young family that has a child with a serious disability who requires home health aides, who requires physical therapy. Or it might be a woman with breast cancer whose medical coverage does not provide all of the treatment that she needs. And all of these kinds of medical expenses, serious, burdensome medical expenses, no longer under this Republican bill will you be able to deduct 1 cent for those burdensome medical bills. No, they want to tax you on what you paid in excessive medical bills. And now we've moved today to Chapter 2, because the bill that the House will consider will be merged with a Senate bill. And the Senate has declared they will end forever the individual responsibility portions of the Affordable Care Act. Those are the provisions that ensure all Americans will participate, that we will have the largest possible risk pool and that people don't sign up for the Affordable Care Act just after they're sick, after they have a problem, that everyone is there. Just like you don't sign up for fire insurance after your house is on fire. It's essential that everyone participate. We must reject this bill as the wrong way for America to go, to deny health care coverage and impose more taxes on too many Americans, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields back pursuant to Clause